I'm deeply humbled by the responsibility entrusted to me and excited about the journey that lies ahead. First and foremost, I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to Dr. James Mwangi, our esteemed outgoing Chancellor. Please clap for James. So, Dr. Mwangi, your legacy at MAST is extraordinary. And I'm using the word is because it will continue to be. I'm sure you'll be, as you have said, be a cheerleader from our side. You'll provide advice where we find challenges. And I'm sure we'll partner together in the future of this great institution. Your visionary leadership, dedication to education, and commitment to sustainable practices have set a standard that inspires us all. I'm delighted to inherit the role from someone who has dedicated himself to the advancement of knowledge, to the empowerment of individuals, and to the betterment of society through initiatives such as Wings to Fly program. As I take over this mantle, I commit to equally dedicate myself to take this great institution to the next level and build on the foundation that you have laid. There is always errors every time you take over in a role. You always have to think about what era are you managing in and what is the responsibility to go after. But you always have to build on what has been there in the past. Because if you don't do, then you can't build a future without acknowledging and ensuring that we build on what has been created. I'd also like to extend my gratitude to the government through the PS representing the ministry here, the university leadership, and the entire Meru community for welcoming me with open arms. To our students, you are the heart of this university. Your dreams, aspirations, and contributions drive our mission. And this is even to those who came at 10. Yeah? I know the Vice Chancellor mentioned that in great humor, but actually, you know, we recruit lots of graduates as corporates. Discipline is a very important part of success and transitioning into the corporate world. I think it is very important that, although we say these things in humor, that you understand that the private sector or the outside world, once you leave educational institutions, are about how disciplined you are and how passionate you are and how much you want. The thing that will distinguish someone 20 years after graduation is not what they studied, is not what they scored, whether it was a first or a second or whatever. It is how passionate, how resilient, and how determined you are to go after what you want. And you can check it. It is all about grit and resilience that makes us all. So enjoy yourself when you are in the university, but remember that you also need to build a character that helps you actually navigate the external world. To the dedicated staff members and faculty, it is your daily dedication that has propelled this university to what it has become in such a short period of time. We'll prioritize your well-being of both. We will prioritize the well-being of both the students' community as well as that of faculty and non-teaching staff. It's my belief that university should provide not just an education, but an experience that nurtures personal and intellectual growth. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I take on this role, I'm keenly aware of the transformative power of education and the role it plays in shaping the future of our society. My passion for education is not merely a professional commitment, but a personal conviction. I benefited a lot from education. I came from very ordinary backgrounds like many of you, and I know how important education is. Education has had a huge influence on my I bring with me a dedication to driving positive change, drawn from my experiences at PricewaterhouseCoopers, at Diageo, whether that is here in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Europe, and Safaricom across many countries. My focus on an inclusive culture, talent development, and sustainable practices also aligns with the values of Meru University. As we embark on this journey together, I'm dedicated to fostering an environment collaboration and innovation and growth, building on the foundations that Dr. Mwangi has left. I'll champion partnerships that are driven by our fundamental purpose to transform lives, as you know about Safaricom, and to create positive impact within our communities. No one can do anything alone. It requires partnership. I'm particularly excited about partnering Safaricom with Meru University. So it is not just what James said about the MOU. Actually, I'm committing to the MOU that we agreed with James in areas that align with our vision to evolve into a technology company. James and I were talking about, for example, data science. In Safaricom, 3 years ago, we didn't have a very big team. It was probably 1 or 2 people. Today, we have 40 data science and data engineers. And we have probably the biggest amount of data that any organization can have. Whether that because you have data on what people do in the internet, you have data on financial services, all anonymized. You can use that data to build a data science ecosystem that actually allows us to develop products that solve societal challenges. So, for example, today we use big data. We use big data and analytics to understand who might want to commit a fraud on one of our customers. We can pinpoint what is happening, which area. We can tell and actually pre-warn customers well before some of the issues that they face. So that's just an example of a use case that we are applying data science to. We can use data science, and especially as in the current age of AI and Gen AI, to do a lot more for customers and for society.